This video provides an overview of replacing the saw blade motor and hub for the blade saw. Always follow all posted safety instructions. Perform any lockout/tagout procedures according to your company's guidelines and always review all documentation before operating any equipment. The parts necessary to replace the saw blade, motor, and hub are currently displayed, along with all necessary tools. Depending on your task, the tools and parts necessary may vary from the list here. You can skip ahead to your specific task in this video for a specialized list. Removing the saw blade. The saw blade needs to be removed before replacing the motor and/or the hub. Using the machine software, position the saw head to prepare for saw blade removal by rotating the angle and adjusting the elevation and stroke. The saw head should be in a comfortable horizontal position for removal or installation.
Selecting the elevation button and moving to the maximum position. In a comfortable position for me regarding the stroke axis is going to be jog extend. I hit it maybe a couple of times. Until it's a couple inches away from the guarding inside of the saw chamber clip.
Activate an e-stop. Ensure an e-stop is activated and the saw chamber door is open before proceeding. Close the software and shut down the computer to prepare for powering off the saw. Disconnect power and air, and attach a lock and tag according to your company's guidelines. Using a socket wrench and a T30 bit, loosen and remove all 6 bolts. Discard the bolts, do not reuse. Remove the saw blade and discard. Removing the motor. Prepare for moving the saw head. Close the saw chamber door. Remove any lockout/tagout and restore power to the saw. Start the software. Release the e-stop. Press the reset button. Home the saw.
So we'll move angle now to the minimum position. Select stroke. We're going to jog extend to a comfortable position for the maintainer to remove the saw motor.
Activate an e-stop and open the saw chamber door. Power off and lockout/tagout. With the saw unit in position and the saw powered off with a lockout/tagout, motor removal may begin. Unscrew and disconnect the power cable. Remove all 4 bolts securing the motor and the motor itself. Retain the bolts if installing a new motor. Installing a new motor. Lockout/tagout the blade saw per your company's guidelines before proceeding. Clean the motor mounting plate to remove sawdust and debris. Place the motor onto the motor mounting plate in the correct orientation. Ensure the power connector is on the left side. Secure the motor with the 4 bolts and washers. Connect the power cable. Close the saw chamber and restore power to the saw. Installing a new hub and bushing. Start with the saw on, homed, and ready so the saw unit can be moved into position.
We can move to our angle, and we can move to the maximum position. We're also going to move our elevation to a comfortable level for installing the bushing and hub. We're also going to move our stroke to a comfortable setting or a comfortable position.
Activate an e-stop and open the saw chamber door. Power off and lockout/tag out. Prepare the shaft for installation. Remove the bushing from the package.
Your radial slits are going to be here and here. You need to make sure that they are aligned with each other.
Place the 2 locking screws into the jacking holes. Place the hub and bushing onto the motor shaft. Remove the 2 locking screws from the jacking holes and tighten the 6 locking screws finger tight. Position and hold the hub using 2 saw blade bolts. Position a screwdriver or pry bar between the 2 saw blade bolts. Tighten the bushing bolts a quarter turn at a time using a 5 mm hex socket.
So I have the torque wrench that's included in the service bulletin. I'm going to adjust to 164 inch-pounds. So I'm going to find my 0 mark, and I'm going to rotate until the inch-pound diagram is set 164 inch-pounds. Okay, so let's get down to 160 first. So set 160 on the 0 mark. Okay, now that we're set to 160, we're just going to turn 161, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make sure that that's locked in place.
Tighten the bolts a quarter turn at a time until they break torque at 164 inch-pounds.
So in order to achieve 156 inch-pounds, we simply turn back to 0. We're going to find that 150. If you're not familiar with how to do this, we're at 150. Now we just turn 151, 152, 153, 4, 5, 6.
Repeat the pattern and ensure none of the bolts turn at this torque. Remove and discard the pry bolts. Use the snap ring pliers to install the snap ring onto the motor shaft ring groove. Installing a new saw blade. With the bevels facing up, place the saw blade on the hub. Place and hand tighten all 5 bolts. Using the T40 bit, torque the bolts to 220 inch-pounds. Carefully rotate the blade to observe its motion. Close the saw chamber door and return power to the saw. If you have any questions or need further assistance, please contact MiTek Automation Support.